Hello, you are watching my YouTube channel. I am your host, Kamran Arshad. Today, I have invited a guest in this vlog, and I am going to discuss her life, her visions, her goals, and most importantly, her field. I am welcome. We are delighted to have Sayyida Anush Arif here today with us. Anush, thank you so much for joining us today.
Welcome.
Anush, but to kick off this interview properly, could you please tell us what inspired you to pursue a career as marketing and public relations, counseling field, and entrepreneur, and definitely perhaps share a bit about your journey leading up to your current role?
Okay, so yeah, I would like to start that I started my career as a teacher, an elementary teacher,
Hmm,
and there was a drive, there was passion in me to be an
hmm,
entrepreneur always.
hmm,
So I started my own work as a cake baker,
hmm,
right? But since I had good communication skills, I always wanted to be in a field where I have to, deal with public.
hmm,
So I actually opted that field
hmm,
and moving towards public relations from teaching has its own history,
hmm,
and that was something like the advancement of techniques, the advancement of teaching strategies,
hmm,
and like to be very honest, I must say that a lot of people say that anybody can be a teacher, but it's not true. To be a
hmm,
teacher, you need a lot of qualities in you.
hmm,
So I thought that I am someone who can be a good people public face,
hmm,
and this is how I switched my career from teaching, and I started in public relations.
hmm.
What
And but
inspired me was my communication skills, and I always wanted to be someone who people listen to, who
hmm.
people take an impression from.
That is the main reason that I have invited you for an interview.
Yeah.
Because
So I wanted to inspire people.
people want to listen you, people want to watch you, that the way you speak. Okay, tell me, first
Yeah.
question. Anush, what is communication skills? Because you have told me that two times you had a communication skills and you think that you can be a public speaker, you can choose a passion that where you can communicate with the people, you can engage the people around you. So, what is communication skills according to the Sayyida Anush Arif?
What is communication?
Hmm,
Basically, communication is actually, the way that you speak with people or you leave an impression, right?
hmm,
And not only communication, but what is effective communication matters a lot.
hmm,
And this is something that needs awareness. I mean, the everybody communicates with one or other,
hmm,
right?
hmm,
On daily basis, you communicate with a lot of people.
hmm,
I communicate with a lot of people.
hmm,
Everybody communicates with one another, but effective communication is something that matters. If you
hmm,
do not communicate effectively, you
hmm,
are not able to give a clear message to the other person.
hmm.
So the main focus is towards effective communication rather than only communication.
All right. Okay. Can you walk us through your journey in the education sector and what motivated you to pursue a career in teaching and student counseling?
Okay. So I would like to, as I just told you that I started my career as a teacher.
Hmm.
So I would definitely tell you that I started my career as a teacher when I was only done with my metric.
Hmm.
So there is a little story behind it,
You can
and the
share it.
story is my sorry.
You can share the story.
Yeah, so my sister was a teacher at a school, and she got her date sheet for her examinations, and she panicked because she wanted a few holidays, and obviously she was teaching grade one students. So this was the most challenging moment for her. because imagine grade one students are young and can't be left unattended, right? So she discussed it with her principal that if she can provide a substitute, and her principal agreed, and she wanted me to be a substitute for her for 10
Hmm.
days.
Hmm.
And that was, I mean, I wanted to work, but not at that moment. That was a surprise for me. That was a situation that came all of the sudden for me. And I accepted that. I went there, and what happened was like, I went there, and every other day her principal would come and ask me, when would your sister join me back? And I was like, oh my God, that means I'm not performing good.
Hmm.
But apparently, what happened was the second last day,
Hmm.
she came to me and told me that when will your sister join back? And I
Hmm.
was frustrated at that moment. She asked me every other day. So
Hmm.
I was like, yeah, she'll join you from tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So she
Hmm.
told me that this class is yours only, and I'll be giving her another class.
Hmm.
So I was literally floored, and I was like, why? I mean, I kept thinking for the whole 10 days that maybe I'm not performing well. That is why she keeps asking me.
Hmm.
But this turned out to be another,
Hmm.
another thing that was in her mind. So this is how I started my career as a teacher,
Hmm.
and what motivated me to move my path towards a student counselor. One
Hmm.
thing again that I wanted to utilize my communication skills, which was built in, which was being, inherited by my father. He used to possess good communication skills, good interpersonal skills. So I wanted to utilize that. And the second major reason that I opted to be a student counselor was the
Hmm.
struggles that I had to face
Hmm.
by myself. I mean, for me, it was very challenging because there was nobody who could guide me better about the career,
Hmm.
about the subject that I could choose.
Hmm.
So I was the one who decided to be someone who can guide. If I did not get any guidance, I wanted to be the person who guides.
Hmm. So you have told the story that you
Yeah.
have come in this profession by accident, right?
Yes,
And now you have proved yourself that you had the potential to deal with the kids, to deal with the adults, and to guide them, to listen their problems and counsel them according to their needs, right?
exactly.
Do you
I'm
enjoy your
very
work?
thankful for this. Yeah, I do enjoy all of this.
Hmm. Okay. How's your experience so far?
It's been great. I mean, ups and downs, highs and lows. It's a part of life, right? It's
Hmm.
a part of everybody's journey. But Alhamdulillah, it has been so good so far.
Hmm. All right. And what were some of the most significant changes you observed in the education system during your time in that sector, particularly in how students engage with learning and their mental health?
So the significant change that I observed from the time I started my career till date was the shift to technology.
Hmm.
You see, I mean, I started teaching when we had whiteboards. My aunts started teaching when they had blackboards.
Hmm.
And today we are in an era where we use smartboards, where we use a clicker just to change a slide. We are
Hmm.
not in a conventional mode anymore where we go to the board and write if we want to teach something. We just keep sitting here and we can use the clicker to change the slide. So this is something not only for the teachers, but the students as well. The mode of learning has become different. The mode of learning has switched. Now the students don't use their notebooks and books much.
Hmm.
Rather, they use their e-books. Rather, they use their screens in
Is
their
it a good thing
classrooms.
or a bad thing for the students or the teachers?
Well, if everything has two sides, right?
Hmm.
So the same goes for this as well.
Hmm.
If we use it for things that actually provides us ease,
Hmm.
it can be a good resource.
Hmm.
But if we use it only because we want to be in the comfort zone, then
Hmm.
this is something which is not really good for us.
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
I have seen teachers who use
Hmm.
impressive presentations to teach. And then I have actually experienced teachers who are using ebooks. So there is no use. If you're just putting up the ebook there on the screen, I don't find it a very good use of technology.
Hmm.
Rather, you should use creative presentations, audio visuals, and a lot of other tools to
Hmm.
have interactive sessions. And
Okay.
then if we talk about the mental well-being of the students and their learning and mental well-being, so yeah, that is something which still lacks awareness.
Hmm.
There are a lot of students who are actually experiencing difficult time with
Hmm.
their mental health.
Hmm. Anush, as a teacher, what strategies did you find most effective in motivating students and keeping them engaged in their education?
So I must say that you need to connect, you need to build, you
Hmm.
need to build that bond with your students. You need to connect with your
Hmm.
students. You
Hmm.
need to actually tailor your classes, your sessions
Hmm.
according to their needs.
Hmm.
You know what? I had started teaching when I used to have 40 students in a class.
Hmm.
And now we only have 15 to 20 students in a class. Why?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because not one shoe fits all,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
every child has different strategy, different mode of learning,
Hmm.
different approaches.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
major the major factor that plays role in your teaching, in
Hmm.
smart teaching,
Hmm.
is you need to tailor your sessions accordingly,
Hmm.
according to the
Uh,
needs of the students.
according to the needs of the students, right? Okay, that's great. Okay, one question.
Mhm.
How do you spend your time? I mean, what do you do for fun?
How do I spend my leisure time? Okay, and what do I do for fun?
Hmm.
I bake. I I opt for deep cleaning when
Hmm.
I'm free. And what do I
Hmm.
do for fun is I bake and then maybe a good movie.
Hmm.
But the problem is I can't keep watching movie for 2 hours, man.
Hmm.
So yeah, but I actually, would like to watch a movie rather than going for something boring.
Okay, all right. I know student counseling plays a vital role in shaping students' academic journey, right? So, what are some of the common challenges students face, and how can counselor help them navigate these hurdles?
So there are a lot of challenges that the students face.
Hmm.
And I'm very sorry to say, but we are not really good at acknowledging them.
Hmm.
We often say that this is a
Hmm.
student. Oh my God, he's just 14. Oh, he's just 16. She's just 15.
Hmm.
We don't really think that they're depressed, that they are actually having tough time.
Hmm.
But we should acknowledge that that is the most specific stage where they need to be acknowledged, where their emotions need to be acknowledged.
Hmm.
The uncertainty, the inability to take any decision regarding what career path do
Hmm.
they choose
Hmm.
are the hurdles.
Hmm.
And how counselors can actually help them is to create a safe space for them, to create a
Hmm.
bond with them where they can
Hmm.
come to you, where they
Hmm.
can discuss their passion, where they can discuss with you what their parents want them to
Hmm.
do, what
Hmm.
they actually want to do, what
Hmm.
career path do they need to choose or are willing to choose, but their parents are not allowing. So, all a counselor can do is have empathy,
Hmm.
listen to them carefully, being interactive. Not also, I've seen a lot of counselors just speak, speak, speak.
Hmm.
Okay, so you let's do this thing. Okay, so choose this subject. This can help you, going into that path. But there are a lot of factors that you need to listen first
Hmm.
before guiding them.
We need to be
I
a good
have
listener.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be a good listener along with being empathetic. You have to put yourself into their shoes and realize that what struggles are they facing because they do
Hmm.
have a lot of pressure on them, right?
Hmm.
Academic pressure, emotional stress, and a lot of things. The parents want them to become doctor, but they actually knew that the doctors are everywhere. We do have a lot of doctors, we do have a lot of engineers, and there we are standing in an era where we need to explore more opportunities. Not only doctors or engineers are successful.
You have raised a very good point because you are talking about the
Yeah.
empathize, that we have to
Mhm.
empathize to the people or the students who are struggling or who are suffering from any problem. But unfortunately, people don't know what is the difference between the sympathy or empathy. If we are at that
Yes.
stage, so we try to sympathize the people. If someone comes to us with a problem with anxiety or depression, so we will try to uh, give him satisfaction according to his or her needs. We don't know, we have to empathize him. If I was at her or his place, so what kind of decision I could make at the time if she or he is suffering from this problem. You agreed?
Yeah, I do agree. There is a
Hmm.
major difference between both of, these things.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
we
And
are just being sympathetic, not
hmm.
empathetic,
Hmm.
sadly.
Hmm. Okay, given your diverse roles, what would you say is the most important quality or skill that educators and counselors should possess to truly support their students' growth and definitely development?
Again, we talk about empathy, empathy, empathy. What sets you apart is the way you deal, and the way you deal depends on how empathetic you are.
Hmm.
You actually need to listen to them,
Hmm.
analyze the situation, not
Hmm.
only listen and then respond.
Hmm.
You need to we when we used to be kids, we used to listen this a sentence a lot
Hmm.
of times कि पहले
Hmm.
सोचो बोलो
Hmm.
सोचो तोलो फिर बोलो.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I that is the that should be the criteria.
Ah.
That first listen to them, then
Hmm.
think, analyze the
Then
situation,
we will
and
be
then
able to address the problem if we listen to them.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
We are not addressing the actual concern. We
Hmm.
actually keep guiding them. I
Hmm.
mean, obviously, if you are a student counselor, you are working with the with any organization, right? And the organization's goal is to get admissions, I mean, get leads, get clients, retain them, and this is how the business grow.
Hmm.
But luckily, when I started being a counselor, or when I, became a counselor, my heads were someone who guided me to be empathetic,
Hmm.
not to gain leads.
Hmm.
You just need to guide the students in a better way. Don't pressurize them to choose these subjects only because we are not offering the subjects that they want to choose.
Hmm.
Don't do that. They always guided me to be someone who provides clear guidance, and not think about if in case this person is choosing ABC subject and we are not offering this subject, so
Hmm.
they'll, I'll end up losing this lead. No,
Hmm.
you choose yourself that what you need to become.
Hmm.
So this is how I guided my students being in that role, and even the place that I'm currently working at, I guide the students better. I guide the students according to their ambitions, their goals, their passion, not only to gain leads, not only to engage with, what my academy is offering or what my organization is offering,
Hmm.
but to guide them properly, what they need to be.
Anush, thank you so much for joining us today. It was really wonderful having you here and learning from your experiences. But before I wrap up, is there anything else you would like to share with the audience or any message?
I must say that this to all the teachers and all the counselors to develop strategies and change your strategies time to time to
Hmm.
actually tailor your way of dealing
Hmm.
according to the child's need.
Hmm. That's a lovely piece of advice you have given to those. They can definitely advise their kids what to follow, when to speak, how to think, and how to say no as well. Thank you so much. Any message or any suggestion for me?
Um, we can be, in touch, and I'll definitely keep giving you suggestions, and I'll actually bombard your inbox with suggestions. So don't you worry.
Okay, that's great. I'll wait
Thank
for
you so
that.
much for inviting me. It was great.
Thank you so much for giving me your time and participated in this interview podcast. And it will be definitely going to help to those people who will watch this interview. They can take the strategies how to deal with their kids and how to deal with parents. And most importantly, teachers should focus on their learning purpose and on the strategies so that they can make a good strategies for our upcoming students and kids as well. Thank you so much once again. Have a lovely day.
Welcome, welcome.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz.